I had my 20-week scan at the MFM office. It was like an hour away, which was a pain in the butt to drive to, but like worth it in my opinion, because I wasn't going to be going there for like every appointment, so just those special ones, so I was okay with that. And what I liked about going here is like when they're doing the ultrasound, like they tell you everything. Like that, it was like funny because like at one point she was like, oh my god, I'm sorry, I've been so quiet, like I'm so focused on trying to get this one thing. She's like, I haven't been talking. And we were like, we're used to the person just being like dead silent because they can't tell you anything. So I did like that they could actually like talk to you. And then of course after, like, the doctor reviewed all of it and then came in and talked to you as well. So it's not like you didn't get his time either, but you just, I don't know, the experience was just better. But and I get it's just different practices and their policies and stuff, so that's okay. But yeah, so he also did mention the 20-week scan, my hematoma was larger at, oh, maybe I only had one though. I think it like morphed into one, or the one shrunk and the other one just grew, or I don't know what. But so I had one hematoma measuring 4.6 by 8 by 1. Still pretty large. Not large in comparison to the baby so much at this point. Like, they're, the baby's growing and so it's evening out, but still kind of large. Another thing that he did bring up at this appointment, which I think did catch me off guard a little bit, was I take Lexapro for depression. And he had mentioned how taking Lexapro in the 3rd trimester can cause lung issues for the baby. Not all the time, like it's not a guarantee thing that's going to happen, but that it can cause that risk. So then I was kind of like faced with like, oh great, now another decision to make. And it was a hard decision to make because like I put my kids first, and this baby is inside me, this baby is my kid, and I'm going to put them first. But at the same time, this medicine helps me be a better me. So if I stop taking it, then I have to, like, if I stop taking it, then if I go downhill, how can I be a good mom if I'm not utilizing my medicine? So it was a difficult decision to make, because like it's kind of like, God forbid you have the baby, they have lung problems, and now you feel like it's your fault because you didn't stop taking it. But I think then I had talked to my other doctor, and she mentioned that a lot of women are on Lexapro when they're pregnant and that everything's fine, that's not common or anything, and if you need it, you need it. So I kind of made that decision that I was going to stay on it. And at this point, since Sailor has passed away, they did up my dosage, which they upped it. So now when I do become pregnant, that is something I do want to work toward, is once again lowering the dosage so that I'm not putting that baby at more risk. So it's, it caught me off guard, I guess, that like all of a sudden like I thought like, oh great, okay, like, oh wait, there's something else. So yeah, so then on the 24th of June, I had my normal like 20-week checkup with just my OB, and things were fine. That was like where I talked to her about the Lexapro and stuff and made the decision. And so then in like mid-July, I reached the 24-week point, which is when a baby becomes viable for life outside of the womb. That's usually the gestational age where they will try to intervene and save the baby. So that was like a huge milestone to reach. I wanted to take kind of like maternity pictures like at like a beach or something. And so that's what we did. I had my mom take them on my camera. She did pretty good though. And then I just edited them myself. But yeah, so that was like a really big milestone to reach for me, and I was excited about it. And yeah, it was just like it was good to know that I made it that far. So July 22nd, I just had my normal appointment for 24 weeks, like nothing major. And then August 15th, I had my actual maternity pictures with our photographer. So this was exactly a month before the day I had Sailor. We went just to like a little forest preserve, I think, and took like family pictures, and Miles misbehaved like expected and was really hard to make him smile and look at the camera, but we got cute ones. And yeah, so we did that, and they're very bittersweet for me because I enjoy looking at them at times because like I'm so glad I have these pictures, but it's just also hard because like it's just looking back to being naive, things going wrong, I guess feeling a little bit invincible. But once again, like, I'm thankful we have them. I'm thankful we took them so early. I took them so early because for being my third baby, I felt like I was like the size of a whale, so I wanted to not be like absolutely humongous and uncomfortable in them, so we took them pretty early, I guess you'd say. Yeah, so then on August 17th, I had my normal appointment for 28 weeks, and that's the one where I did the glucose test, and I passed that. I was so surprised, but I did it. And yeah, like everything was normal and fine, and I was told to return in 3 weeks. So I had made an appointment for that, but that later on got canceled. I'll get to that. But then the day after that, so on August 18th, I had my next MFM appointment. So when I went the first time, he decided to see me for the 20-week ultrasound, a 28-week ultrasound, and a 34-week ultrasound to make sure that she was growing okay. So I went for this 28-week ultrasound, and it was fine. They still saw the hematoma. So here we are, 28 weeks, nurse practitioner. With the hematoma was still there. It was smaller in size, and so like it was better. Like there was not a major worry. He told me to enjoy the rest of my pregnancy, which did not happen. So because of the hematoma, the subchorionic hematomas, they put in these notes that I have an increased risk for recurrent vaginal bleeding, placental abruption, preterm delivery, PPROM, which I don't know, I can't think of the full name for it, but I know it's like the pre-rupture of the membranes, which is like your water breaking early. I know that. Infection, and IUGR, which is intrauterine growth restriction, and IUFD, intrauterine fetal demise. So yeah, so I was, you know, like put at a higher risk for all of that, which I guess like made me feel a little more validated seeing the MFM doctor and feeling like I was not crazy for being worried about something going wrong. Yeah, so that was, I was told to enjoy my pregnancy, and then September 1st we ended up, well, my dad ended up with COVID, so then like the 4th is when I tested positive for COVID. oh, I can't remember what day it was, but I know that like whenever I was told to return in 3 weeks, I had to cancel that appointment because of being positive. But I had made one for like, because at that point it was like we had to, like it was like 10 days and then you were like good to go. So I made an appointment for like that. Then they called me and were like, no, like you have to cancel it. Like you can come, like she wants to see you like the week after that. And I was like, okay, like I'm pretty pregnant here. I haven't been seen in a while. Like somebody needs to see me. And they were like, nope, like we'll just like see you then. And then called me again, and then they were like, oh no, like we realized like we haven't seen you in a while, so yeah, you should come in that day. I was like, yeah, that's what I was saying, but glad it took you a few hours. So then I never got to that day even, because the 11th I went into the ER, but everything was fine. And then the 15th I went in and found out that she no longer had a heartbeat and had to deliver. So that was my whole entire pregnancy. And I will do a video of my postpartum journey and like talking about like, not details, but just like a little bit of like autopsy stuff and like the things that they did somewhat find. And yeah, so that was, I guess, like what I would say from all of this is just like learning to advocate for yourself. And if something feels wrong, like it's okay, you're not crazy. Get it checked out, and don't, I don't know, like, yeah, just advocate for yourself and make sure that you're getting the treatment you want to be getting and that you're being taken seriously. I would say that I get doctors see tons of patients every single day. Like, they're not gonna remember you and your whole life story and just adore you, but I think when you're having a baby, like, it's a very serious thing. And the thing to remember is that these doctors, it's their job. They're going through it. They do it every day. That is what they do for their jobs. Like, it's just Tuesday to them. But when you're pregnant, you're experiencing this, you know, however many kids you have. So only once, twice, 3 times, like only a handful of times are you going to experience pregnancy and giving birth. So you have to make the most of it for you and what's important for you. And, you know, I think that's like the hard part about it is like these doctors, like it's just every day to them and it's no different than the day before, but for you it's a huge deal. But yeah, so I think like the biggest thing for me, and I'll talk more about it in my postpartum video, but I found a new doctor. I had just a consultation visit with her and I adore her. For a future pregnancy, I don't want any of the runaround of you're seeing 4 different people and like nurse practitioners and doctors, and like I don't want any of that. And so I'm so excited that this new doctor prefers just her patients. You know, of course, if there's like an emergency and she's not in the office when you need her or something, like, yeah, you'll see somebody else. But like, you're not going, like, she's there for you. So she's going to learn who you are and care more about you instead of you're just the 2 o'clock appointment. So yeah, that was my pregnancy. I know it was so long. Yeah, I know, it was like the doctor told me to enjoy my pregnancy and it went downhill quick, but it was really sad for me because I feel like for the most part the entire pregnancy wasn't enjoyable. It was just very stressful and I was worried about losing her the entire time, basically from 10 weeks, because that was when I started bleeding, and so the worry was always there. I know this video was so long, but if you watched it, thank you so much. I appreciate it. If you like this video and subscribe, it would mean the world to me. And, you know, reach out in the comments or follow me on Instagram and reach out there if you want, or, you know, anybody who's gone through something similar. It's nice to not feel so alone. But yeah, so thank you for watching Chaos with the Cioleks. Bye.